does your brand embody for longevity of your brand? Because you've been around for multi-decades, let's say what, for more than 7 decades, six decades
A little less than 6.
Okay.
About 58 years in the business.
58 years of a legacy in Empire. 58 years of a legacy in Empire. And so what are sort of some of those values that your brand embodies that you live by for the longevity of your brand?
Thank you, Riaz. I think to start off with, since it's a generational business, started by my grandfather, the value system was found then, so the foundation was set then. So we've basically, the generations forward have always built on that. To start with, I think it was trust what we started with. Not just with people working within the organization, even the people who were coming to dine with us, where over time they also built, because we built a trust with them for them to know this is what Empire is known for. So on that trust is where we built the longevity comes in from, where consistency and quality is maintained at the highest levels. So it's a kind of a promise that we deliver as a brand. And keeping up that promise is what really sustains and adds a lot of value to the longevity. And a core value that we've always followed is the second value after trust is people before profit. So when we say people before profit, the importance is given to people. Why? We are not in the food business, but we are in the business of people, where every communication is key. You're dealing with vendors. Every stakeholder is a human being, and a lot of emotions and sentiments are involved. So to tell you, we have the longest serving employee who's been there for the last 43 years. But now I think his health is deteriorating.
He just beat Mr. Rohit Dogra, who's in ITC for more than 20, 30 years. Right, so lovely. Yes, go on.
So I think the consistency and quality that we've built over, and in time with generations, we've added technology to serve that purpose also. To give you an example, I think what started with firewood came on to having gas, the LPGs. Today we're using a lot of induction. Today we're using a lot of steam. So a lot of technology and science is being involved in creating something so artful. So most of my time, I think, spent on the back end, ensuring what is being put on the plate is the same that was served 30 years ago. So let's say if you're going with your son today, you're going to be giving him a nostalgic memory of what really got you hooked on to Empire. So that's the kind of deliverability we're talking about. It may not be the ambience, it may not be the people's faces, but each time you walk in, it brings back a memory of your first time. Or, there are times where every occasion, because Empire is like the dairy milk, kuch meeta ho jaye. Everything ends at Empire, whether it's an event, a party, or a graduation, because from my schooling to colleges, all of us always went back to Empire. So that's the kind of, work that we have put in ensuring that consistency remains not just in the quality of our food, even in the quality of our service. So people management is key. Thank you.
Thank you, Shakir. I mean, I tell you what, ये तालियां इसीलिए बज रही हैं because उनके दिमाग में घी राइस और कबाब घूम ही रहे हैं वैसे भी, butter chicken, पता नहीं क्या क्या, right? And of course, for the love of it, I mean, I've had my child also enjoy it. He's only 5.5. He doesn't eat so much outside, but it becomes easy for us when there's an Empire around because I can get him the not so spicy and smooth ghee rice there for him. So thank you for that. Okay, so great. So next up, right here, I have Vachna. I'm going to turn to Vachna. I'm going to come back to you, Venki. And so let's make this like a match of table tennis, right? So we have Vachna. Yeah, Vachna. Let's be honest. Okay, it's a very crowded market right now. I know you are an organic brand. I know there are many other organic brands that are calling themselves organic as well. And for many new brands that want to also come on board. Okay, I want to start off with understanding from you. How do you communicate the values of sustainability in a crowded organic market, like how you've been doing effectively?
I want to get started by asking everyone, how many of you are Akshaykalpa customers over here? Was? Okay, we'll talk. Okay. So there are many things that we do. We believe that, organic as a word, there's a lot of apathy that is associated with that word. A lot of people don't trust when you say you are organic, and rightly so. So what we tell is that please come to the farm, spend 2 days over there, see everything that we're doing, see the process, see how we take care of the cows differently, how we take care of the soil differently. And in that journey, you're going to look at food very differently. You know, the understanding that you're going to gain about the source of food, where your food is coming from, in today's day and age where there's so much adulteration and there are so many issues with food, this becomes like a first step towards discovery. First step where you're going to start thinking about food a little differently. So it's a very transparent system. It's a back end that we're very proud of, and we keep asking our customers to keep coming to the farm to see and take back, I think, proof points that this is a brand that I want to trust. As a part of the farm visit program, I think about 30,000 customers have visited us so far. The farm is about 150 kilometers from Bangalore in a place called Tiptur, which is where we are doing the work. Sustainability, yes, there is another aspect to it, which is the recycling program that we have, where we take all the milk packets back from our customers and we recycle it responsibly. We were doing a lot of good things in the back end, as far as taking care of the soil, the farmers, the cow was concerned, but we were guilty of putting out a lot of waste. So we launched this program about 2.5 years back, and we asked customers to give it back. And I think we're possibly the only brand in the country which is doing this today, where I can take back milk packet from every single house of my customer who's buying Akshaykalpa on the app. Thank you. So about 35,000 kg of plastic we have recycled so far because customers are giving it back in a clean condition. It's very important that they also partner with us. You need to rinse your packet, dry it, and then put it in the Akshaykalpa bag, which is hanging on the door. So these are definitely things that we do. But I think what is more important is, when someone is trying to buy Akshaykalpa, I think they're coming from the place of wanting to do the best by their families, right? Like, you want to give the best to your kids. You want to give the safest food that is available to your children. And I think that is the value proposition that we're constantly trying to communicate, that, as far as what we do from the back-end point of view is concerned is top-notch. And, if you get that, you're going to buy the brand. And then, sustainability and the whole farmer angle, the soil angle, all that comes as an afterthought and possibly post-purchase ratification. But you're really going to buy it for your family and for yourself. And I want to communicate to that selfish need that we all have first, and then move on to, the other things that are feel good.
Awesome. Zordaar taaliyan yaar. I mean, see, I tell you, आप कुछ कंज्यूम कर रहे हो और आज के कंजम्पशन के मार्केट में आप कुछ भी खरीदते हो, कंज्यूम करते हो, whatever you pick up in a high consumption market, we're easy to just discard things where they are. But today, because all of us are so conscious about our environment, we want to segregate them into dry and wet waste. And of course, that ends up most places by all of these sort of people who pick it up from you, but then nothing happens about it. They don't recycle it. They kept lying in bundles and packages somewhere. Some of them get disposed in some landfills. All of that happens. And here's an organization that's actually recycling what they are selling you. They're recycling it back responsibly. And that is how beautiful this brand is right now from what she's shared with us. So for that thought, we need to give a round of applause, all of us. And talking about a brand that is extremely quality conscious when it comes to, delivering excellence to their consumers and clients, I cannot mention, cannot not mention Conrad Bengaluru. So, Mr. Digvijay Singh, so I have this question for you. So you have all kinds. Check. You have all kinds of clients coming in, right, with different kinds of demands. Some with deep pockets, some with not so deep pockets, but they want to have a piece of you. Some who want to partner with you because they see a lot of value in partnering with you. Some who have seen you do great work and they want to come back to you. How do you differentiate between consumers, or do you maintain a quality or standard of excellence regardless of the price point they pay you? Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me to the panel. And I do understand that this is probably the first year that you are doing this, and I'm extremely honored that we are a part of this. You've chosen to do it at the Conrad in Bangalore. I think one of the things that I would like to talk about which I'll come to later, would be about a lot of discussion on brand, which was very interesting this afternoon. Building a brand is a lifetime of work. However, eroding the brand does not take much time, especially now in this digital age. So I'll come to that a little later. To answer your question, and I'll in fact request you to summarize your question once again so that I get it right.
Yeah.
Please.
So the question was, do you differentiate between, with your service to your clients, between your clients, based on the price they pay you, or is customer excellence the only thing regardless of what they pay you?
Okay. The answer is no. There is no differentiation at all. And that's the foundation and the bedrock of hospitality. I think some people may know, but I'd like to share with you all. I worked for a brand 32 years without changing it. And that's the Tatas and the Taj. It's only now.
Wow.
Right? So, and then I was 8 years in London, looking after the Taj hotels in London. Now, the very purpose that I was sent to London was that the brand, which is a very domestic brand, Taj, having about 12 good hotels internationally, wanted to have more presence of the brand across the globe. So there was two major cities, that's US and UK. Let's say UK, Taj has had a hotel for almost about 38 years now. The UK hotels were the first ones where Taj went internationally. The US hotel, which is the Pier, used to be 4 seasons earlier, was taken up just about 15 years back or maybe 18 years back by Mr. Ratan Tata, who was at that time, when he took charge of Tatas, he was extremely keen to go international, not just in hospitality, but the main business being TCS and many other businesses. And that's when the Jaguar Land Rover was acquired. Tata Tea was acquired, which was Tata Tetley, became Tata Tea. And there was this whole zest of taking the brand international, the Tatas. And of course, I'll talk more about Taj because that's what my roots are from. The whole idea was that Taj hotels were actually franchised to IHG hotels. So the biggest complaint by customers was, we go to London, we live at the Taj, but we do not get Tajness, right? So the brand is not fulfilling its commitment. So the diktat given to me, that's the time when I was managing the Taj Mansingh in New Delhi. Right after, I think 5 years I was managing Taj Mansingh, a very iconic hotel. Before that at Lake Palace, Mr. Tata and the vice chairman at that time, who passed away 2 years back, Mr. R.K. Krishna Kumar, in a meeting decided that it's time to now rebrand the London hotels because the customer promise is not being met. Coming back to your question, people were being treated differently. And whether it was an Indian customer going there or a US customer, but the overall services of the hotel, which was flagged as a Crown Plaza, the other part, the residential part, was a Taj, but the overall experience was not up to the mark. So that rebranding exercise was a fantastic experience for me when I was called to Mumbai and told to take charge of London as the area director for London, which included the Bombay Brasserie and Quilon, the Michelin star restaurant there, and the 2 hotels, St. James Court, which was the larger hotel, but being run by Crown Plaza under the franchise, run as a Taj. total hodgepodge, total confusion. So that's where the hospitality of Taj and the 30 years, actually at that time it would have been 22 years when I went. With that experience, the whole gamut of a project where I was migrating from IHG to Taj. It took 1 year to flag the property and to bring the ethos of the company, which started getting into place. But would I be truthful in saying that in 1 year's time, I was able to bring all the ethos of Taj in the property? The answer would be no. I was able to change collaterals, I was able to change uniforms, I was able to change branding and all the Taj flags everywhere and a lot of launch parties. But it took me at least 3 years, 3 solid years, to get the Tajness into the London hotels, including the renovations and 40 million that had to be spent over a period of time. So those ethos, of course, have been carried forward in this company, Hilton, which I have joined. And Conrad is a luxury brand of Hilton. Like Waldorf Astoria and Conrad, out of 24 brands of Hilton, these are the luxury brands. So the first thing that I want to do here is to bring in consistency, which the journey is on. It may take some more time. But will we treat high-paying customers differently from low-paying customers or medium-paying customers? Answer is absolute no. If that's the culture I will bring in or my team will bring in, hospitality will be shot down. So if that answers your question.
Absolutely, sir. For the long and short of the answer, the answer is there is going to be no differentiation, and every single consumer walking into this luxury hotel, this iconic property, will be treated equally, is what you said, right? Okay, so with that, I'm going to probably ask the shifting gears now towards real estate, a segment which probably needs a lot more transparency, and I have the very young Zaid here. Zaid, I want to understand from you, you're at the forefront of wanting to scale your real estate brand, your Demante Properties, because you have multiple projects coming up and you want to scale it really steadfast pace. But sometimes when you want to scale up, there are people who want to compromise on quality because ज़्यादा पैसे बनाने पड़ते हैं, investors को खुश रखना पड़ता है, balance sheets, the P&L has to look better. So people usually take that route, right? But I want to understand from you, how do you ensure that this remains at the forefront, which is maintaining quality? How do you decide on that?
Yeah, so like what you said was very true, because quality and consistency is very important. As my dear friend Mr. Shakir also said that, we like they have been into a legacy of business of almost 58 years. Our family business has been known for more than 40 years as of today. And what is important is we might not be a very, very big company as on date, or maybe still in the near future we are aiming for that. But what's important is we have maintained this legacy over 40 years. Although I started my company new, and I have recently been in this business for about 8 years after I finished my college. What's important is, like my parents have been maintaining this reputation by building more than about 200 odd projects all around Bangalore. We have maintained this legacy of maintaining quality of construction. Now, how do we do it? Now, quality of construction, every company promises. Like any company would go be like, yes, we are maintaining this quality of construction. We want to use top-tier materials, and there are a lot of things which people, put themselves in front. But one thing what is important for me was I myself learned this architecture as a subject. So I understand what is quality, first of all. And when I started my career, I started with a project in Indranagar, which was one of our leading projects. It's called as Urban Secure. We sold at more than 18,000 to 20,000 rupees a square feet at those days. So I've never, ever learned how to do bad quality of construction. Now, what's important is how do we maintain quality? So it's actually driven in a process. It's not just by just saying that I want to put this material, or I want to. do this and do that. It's actually a process. So how the process actually works is first trying to use good quality materials, improvising every day. Now, improvising is like if I would have promised my clients, I want to put maybe grow here, or I want to put maybe cola or etc. Whatever. But as and when, if I would have gone into an agreement about 6 months ago, and in 6 months, if the quality of construction is improvising, what we try to do is we try to put better materials. We don't stay in this zone where that I have sold my customer XYZ price, so I don't want to increase the quality of construction because obviously I will be spending money while doing it while my rate of the selling of the flat remains the same. Secondly, what's important is the in-house teams that we have developed over a period of so many years. Our entire construction is actually driven by known people. We don't just give contractors. It's not like somebody comes and gives me a quotation of some price, and I'm just going to go and hire that person. I'm very specific on whom I hire and how do they maintain the quality of construction. And if that person has been tested and proven, is when I put him into a prestigious project. Thirdly, what's important is also we have specific checks, quality checks that happens every single week, where my team, who's specifically from my own office, managers, etc., go to the office, to my sites, and take care of what kind of quality of construction is happening. Secondly, we as founders of the company, we ourselves go and try to look towards what has been built on the site. Thirdly, when I would say that I want to complete a project on time delivery or quality of construction, it's not just I take money from somebody in the market and I do not pay attention on that project. We play a very, very significant role in trying to be 100% sure that our targets are met. It's very important. It's like if I have a target that I want to finish this much part of construction, or this is the quality that I have to achieve in the next week, I have to make sure that it should happen one day prior or maximum one day after. That's how we have to keep in this game, because it's very, very difficult. Time passes very fast and projects keep delaying. And today with RERA in place, it's very, very difficult. We have to make sure that the Real Estate Regulation Act is backed properly. So yes, what I would say about quality is it's not just a promise in our company. It's actually what we engrave as a process. The process works for its own self, and I hope to continue this process for the near future. I hope
you've answered my question, and of course, many other questions on people's minds as well. I hope everybody gets a quality developer in whoever you're putting your money onto. Okay, I'm not just saying Zaid from Demante, whoever it is. I hope they also follow these stringent quality measures and they keep the checks and balances in place. Okay, that said, shifting focus again to Venki here, Venkatesh Ekambara, the founder and CEO of Kidspace. Ergonomically tested, crafted furniture for kids. I mean, that's sort of like a category innovation as a startup, right? I mean, it's almost like a category innovation as a startup. So what inspired you to specifically focus on this audience?
Yeah, thank you, Riaz Bhai. We are sitting people who have worked with legacy brands. And Kidspace is a 3 years old brand. And what led me to get into this is my children, Arya and Ahana. They are my inspiration. And what inspired me is that when I wanted to give my child the best of this world, so I didn't find it. So why don't I create it? So that's when the Kidspace born. So we started in 2020, and our mission is to work for the well-being of the children, whether it's whatever the environment that we create or the furnitures that we create, it's going to take care of the well-being of the child. Why child? Because they are our future, because whatever we do, whatever we inspire them at this age, that will take them to the greater heights. So this is the where we nurture the children at younger age with the right tools. So that is when this has happened. Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous, yeah. Okay, and I know for a fact that you don't compromise on quality because he invests, tons and tons of money, in maybe, just a single machine. From what I've visited your manufacturing facility, costs in excess of a couple of crores, right? So he invests in only the top of the best European machinery in getting all of these furniture, the finesse The finish is top class as well. So yeah. So but we'll move on quickly. So you know what? Because okay. So now the timer is saying that I have only very little time. So I'm going to just for the next round, I'm going to ask you all questions, and I want you all to keep the answers brief. Okay. No long storytelling sessions from anybody, including I. We'll keep it to the question and shorter with the answers as well, because I have something fun as well coming up, which you all didn't know of, absolutely, and there's something fun I'm going to bring in, okay? And for the benefit of the audience, we'll make it fun, okay? So yeah, so the next question for you first, again, Shakir, is how do you balance tradition with the need to innovate and modernize your service?
I think to get to the point, I think we've always, Empire has got a signature offerings. And along with the signature offerings, in time, we've always added newer elements to the menu in, making sure it's kind of a surprise. So just to give an example, I think in the year 1996, we were the first people to introduce a non-vegetarian thali in the city. Nobody else had a thali there. Then again, I think we were the ones to popularize the dosa chicken, though it was started by somebody else. So these kind of things where we're constantly working towards the customer preferences. And since we are a legacy brand, it's very easy for us to get off course. So we need to keep in check the preferences of the generations that are coming in. And at the same time, the older generations also. So modernizing our infrastructure, giving a better place to dine and feel, and at the same time, keeping their essence, like Mr. Vijay was saying, on the Tajness. So because I'm an ardent follower of Taj, and Mr. Ratan Tata is an idol for me. So that way, we always try to keep that empireness alive, even if it's at 3 a.m. in the morning. So, the people are, like I said, the people before profit. We ensure the leaders within the organization have that kind of an attachment to what we are doing to ensure the customer is always walking out happy. So modernizing a lot of things that we do has helped us balance the traditions between old versus new. And we will continue to be relevant in what we are doing.
Absolutely, thank you. That deserves a round of applause. And thanks for bringing that point back, because somewhere I wanted to say that and I forgot. Sir, you had me at Taj, sir. You had me at Tata and Taj, about yourself. So, मैं जब भी आपको देखूँगा, मुझे, of course, I know you, I met you in person, I know the kind of person you are, but now it's more reinforced in my mind the moment I see you. Here comes a walking, talking, transparent and ethical man. Because you've spent 30 years doing that for Taj, I know that's something that you'll embody for the rest of your life, for sure.
Just to add to that, Riaz, just one more word. Yeah. That is, what I missed out was the culture. So the culture keeps everything in life within the organization. How we respond to our customers. We try to be unreasonable in our hospitality, to an extent where the customer is not abusing, but he's always praising what we do when they come back. People come back for a specific person, like a waiter or a captain. It's like, no, I want this guy. Where is he?
Yeah. I've had my favorites at most of your outlets as well. The moment I see him, I know that guy looks at me and he knows what I want, almost, literally. Okay, I'm sure there are many others in the audience also who have their favorites where they go to your restaurants, right? Okay, so quickly, yeah. So I'm going to extend the time by about 10 minutes. Just put 10 more minutes on the timer for me. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that I don't have them coming back and showing me that the time's up. Okay, so yeah, Venki, I'm coming back to you, okay? I'm sure there are challenges in educating parents about the importance of ergonomics. Have you faced any challenges? And if so, how have you overcome them? Or are you overcoming them still?
Yeah, so basically, the awareness is slightly building up now, and when we see the statistics, Bangalore parents are more advanced and more conscious of what they want to give to the child. And now the things are working towards that, and we strongly believe design can make a lot of change in this world. And we have signed up with a reputed design studio, Studio Miraki, to develop the range of furnitures, which will definitely take care of all the aspects of the child, whether it's a safety, health aspects, the material that we use, and the finishes that we wanted to give to the child. Everything has been taken care. So, and also the end use of the life cycle of the product. So if you want to dispose it, it is all taken care. So we are totally working on all aspects of this product development. Yeah.
So have you faced a challenge in educating the parents so far?
Yeah, we are trying to educate the parents because the pandemic has taught us a lot of things, and that has opened up because as the Ram Santani sir was saying, the change is only the constant. How the whole community went ahead and adapted to that pandemic situation, and the parents are always looking to give the best to their child. And it's just like a two-way process. The people are also wanted to know more about it, and we are also ready to give more insights on that. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
now,
you.
Vachna, okay. The next question is on the same lines. What challenges are you facing in building and scaling a sustainable brand like yours currently?
So our challenge is a little unique. We are a supply-constrained brand, which means that tomorrow.
You have more demand and lesser supply.
More than that, it's like, for example, if someone has to become an Akshaykalpa farmer, it's a 3-year process. His land has to first go through conversion in terms of, all the pesticide fertilizer has to leave the soil. He needs to learn to take care of the cow differently. For example, he can't tie up the cow. There can't be a rope going through the nose. He needs to grow his own fodder, which is what makes the milk organic, that the cow is eating organic fodder, and so the milk that you're getting is organic. So tomorrow, if you tell me, in the next 2 years, we need to double growth, I need to double the number of farmers, which I can't do. It's a slow pipeline. It's not easy becoming an Akshaykalpa farmer. For every 100 farmers who want to be Akshaykalpa farmers, only 5 end up becoming, because that journey itself requires a lot of resilience and commitment. So yeah, I think that would be one.
That's a different kind of a challenge I've never heard of. I mean, and that deserves a huge round of applause, like you said. And for one, I think you have some really amazingly patient investors on board, I am very sure.
Absolutely. Like, I think Shashi, our founder, is doing a brilliant, like the investors who are coming on board are in it for the long run. They know they know that the work that we are doing is at the level of soil, right? Like the soil, just something that I learned as a part of Akshaykalpa, there is something called soil organic carbon. Basically, it's the amount of carbon that is in the soil, which determines the nutrition that is in the food that we all eat, right? And globally, soil organic carbon has been deteriorating. It's at a very, very scary point right now. There's a Deccan Herald article which says it's at 0.4 in India, which means that we're going towards desertification, right? Like, a lot of land is becoming non-cultivatable, right? Like, so, and that's the problem that we are trying to solve for. Like, dairy happens to be in that puzzle, right? Like, because when you have a cow in the ecosystem, what the cow does is it gives you 2 things. It first of all converts something that is useless to all of us, which is grass, right? It eats the grass and gives us 2 things. One, milk, which human beings have been drinking for more than 10,000 years, and we get our protein and our calcium and a lot of micronutrients through that. And it gives us cow dung, which is able to go back into soil and put life back into soil, right? Like, so that's the work that we're trying to do, and to improve the soil organic carbon year on year. So without cow, you will not be able to solve for this problem. It will not be a closed loop system. I'll have to get something from outside, and that's not something that Akshaykalpa is ever going to do. It is going to be a closed loop sustainable system. So yeah.
Yaar, dil se bajao taali. Really, from your heart. What a lovely brand story. Okay, and sir, how do you literally build strong relationships with your patrons, Mr. Digvijay Singh? Have you put it off? You have to move to the right. Yes, it's on.
Yeah, so it's a culture building exercise. It's a journey. It's about all those things we just talked: leadership, trust, and making more leaders. So I mean, it's such an interesting journey in building a team, and then taking them all across the various experiences that hospitality business is supposed to offer. It just comes natural to people who are into the hospitality industry. Training, recruitment are very, very important for us. Making sure that we recruit the right kind of people with the right kind of attitude who are able to deliver the excellence that is required in various places. More than that, I think resilience in hospitality industry is a very, very important virtue. You can't train people for many of these things. So we are able to work towards building this culture along with a team, a critical mass of head of departments, who then cascade this culture down the line. Yeah? Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much, sir. Now, yes, Mr. Bansal. Okay, so the question for you literally is, Zaid, this is for you, okay? How do you stay ahead of your competitors in a real estate market driven by both luxury and affordability? So how do you stay ahead of your competition?
Yeah, so luxury and affordability, it goes hand in hand is what I feel. What we try to do at Demante Properties would be, we give the best quality of construction if you go and compare it with any other competitors of ours, because we are a boutique company and we're known for that. So second thing, it's the price tag. So what we try to do is we give luxurious materials with an affordable price tag. How do we do this? With innovative ways of trying to get an architecture within your own house in a way which would be inspiring for people. And with innovative technologies, like for example, recently we have been trying to get in IoTs and also using AI for architectural purposes of interior designs and so many things that we know we can use, as well as if you truly see the type of brands that we use in the market, like for example, the window brands, the bathroom fixtures, and many things that actually go in making of a house. I try to give the best of them and try to improvise it every day. And also do not charge a lot on the affordability part. Now, how do we actually give the affordability would be by spending less amount of money in marketing because of the quality of construction that we deliver. People do understand it and trust and invest in us. This price is directly passed on to the user. Now, when you do not have a good product, you have to market it a lot. You have to brand it in such a way that people start thinking that it's good, even though it is not. When we are very, very upfront, transparent on our quality, and I am this person who can, not about challenge, but I'm this kind of person who's very, very not secure about the type of construction that I make. I can obviously try to save a lot of money in the marketing that I do and try to pass it directly to my user and make it more affordable.
Lovely. And talking about affordability, or based on your budgets and your pockets and your expenses and your aspirations, they have all kinds of properties. You also have a lot of properties coming up in Coorg, farm properties, 10,000 square feet base properties, and so many other properties that you have as offerings coming up from you.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So more than farm properties, we are actually developing converted lands, because I feel that when you invest into any property, you would need the licensing of the government authorities in place. I have a knack for getting those things in place. So when you invest into any kind of investment, what I feel is whether you want to sell it or whether you don't want to sell it, whether you're buying it for the next 30 years, 20 years, I do not know. Some people come and say to me that, this is my house, I'm buying it for the next 30 years. But if you get a good opportunity in the next 10 years, you should be able to sell it at a better price than that you bought before. Even if you're, I don't know, even if you're a multimillionaire, you would still want to invest in something which is not a bubble. You do not want to invest in something that would be more difficult to sell after you have bought it. Like,
right, that's true. Yeah, that's hard-earned money.
This is because I'm an investment-oriented person. I take care of my investments and my finances personally. From morning till night, I keep thinking about them. So very well is how we actually have to grow wealth. Now, I do not want my consumers to be in a position when after 7 years or 8 years down the lane, or maybe 10 years, they should not say that Demante Properties gave me this property for such a pricey tag, and now I'm not able to sell it at the same price I bought it in the market. And this has actually been really taught to me once or twice by my father-in-law. He's a very reputed developer in Bangalore. He's developing more than 2,000 crore projects right now. But he taught me one thing. When you invest to your investor, when he wants to resell it back, he should not be in a position that he doesn't be able to sell back just because a person comes in front of you and you're able to convince him in trying to sell your project. This is very important because he will be the what will you call it, the spokesperson for more marketing and trying to give that brand an approach. So if you want to be an emerging brand, if you do not want to be, you just want to do 1 or 2 projects and stay alive, that's a different thing. But if you want to be an emerging brand, you want to be maybe a 1,000 crore company or more than that, you have to make sure that you give the best quality of construction as well as affordability in your project so that the quality speaks for itself when they are going to reinvest back into another location, maybe with me, maybe not with me, but they should be able to sell it at a good price. And also, the price tag that you have offered to them after 4 years, inflation adjusted at 7 to 10% today, we should not be in a position that we have lost money or we have even been break even. That's the type of thought that we try to put in.
Thank you, Zaid. Yes, if you want to put your money, here's a man who's going to make the money grow in a very safe and a transparent way, okay? That said, okay, we're going to bring some fun to this whole thing to wrap this up really quick. It's going to be a rapid fire round. You guys love rapid fire rounds? Yeah? I'll tell you what, on this panel, I will give the honor of judging which of these people are really good at the rapid fire round to Mr. Digvijay Singh. So you're going to be the judge of this, and you're also going to be sponsoring a prize. I leave it to you. To the 4 of them, one of them is going to walk away with a prize from you. Okay, whatever it could be. Is that all right? Have I jumped the gun? Is it okay? He says done. So, sir, you're going to be the judge of who actually answers it best to their questions. So I'm going to start off first with you, Shakir. You've been rather quiet for quite a long time. Let's heat things up a little bit, okay?
Yep.
So, quick and snappy answers, something that can get you the hamper from sir, okay?
Yeah, sure.
What's the best dish on Empire's menu?
The chicken kebab.
Okay. There are fans of that. Okay. One thing you would never compromise on in your hotels.
The quality of service and food.
Okay. The favorite city to open your next restaurant is?
Pass. Haven't decided, honestly.
Okay, all right. All right. And which is your favorite car that you would drive when you're not busy working?
I think it would be a Porsche 911.
And we've seen him drive that car around in town. You know, there's people following with the cameras. You know, there are videos of that. Okay, anyway, so good job done there. Give him a round of applause. In the interest of time, I'm keeping it really short. Rapido, okay? So, okay, next up it is to Vachna. So, organic food or tech innovation, what excites you more?
Organic food, any day.
Okay. If Akshaykalpa were an animal, what would it be? Cow, man. Come on, yeah. How could you not get it? The audience got it.
Yeah, they said it.
They said it and you were thinking, right? Okay, so your hamper is in danger. You've got to be quicker than the audience. They're smarter.
They're with me.
They're with
both,
you.
Yeah.
They all said cow. I mean, come on, unbelievable. She couldn't get it. Okay. Okay, one word that describes your marketing strategy.
Organic.
See, they said organic. So this time there was a match, but again, there was a dot pause there.
No, it is like a lot of what we do is, you know, non-paid. Yeah, so it is organic.
Okay, lovely. Okay, what legacy do you want to give back to your child?
I think knowledge about good food, like, you know, just questioning where food is coming from, questioning the food colors and, you know, additives that are there in the food and trying to make conscious, healthier choices, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. I'll give her a round of applause. Zaid is already sweating. He's like, I don't know what's going to hit me. Okay, so Zaid, this one's for you. Or Zaid, I'll give you a break. I'll come back. Venkatesh, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. Okay, Venkatesh. If you, yeah, I want to like, you know, make it a little more. Okay, so if you weren't in furniture, what would you be doing? In the business of furniture.
Difficult question. Basically, I come from printing background, printing technology. I think.
So if you're not doing any of the things that you are doing currently, what would you be doing?
I think very difficult. I didn't thought about it really. I not thought about it. I think spirituality is what I incline. I think I'll be going towards spirituality.
So, Swami Venkatesh Ekambara, right? Okay, right, nice. I mean, I'm sure you'd have had a great leader in you there as well.
Actually, I had 18 years of journey with my Guruji, Edward Chinaya, so which I shared with you closely.
Yeah, you've shared it with me, and I see that happening. So thank you to your Guruji as well for shaping you into a nice human being. Thank you, Guruji, wherever you are. right? Okay, next. Okay, what's the most fun part of designing for kids?
Fun part is I get excited. My child Arya gives me a lot of ideas. Okay, and it's a very playful thing. We do experiment. He gives me some ideas, and he gives first-hand feedback on that, and test the products on them. So it is more exciting for me every day.
Awesome, awesome. So you get the fun. You actually are having fun, man.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, one word to describe Kidspace furniture.
One word is mission child well-being.
That's 3 words. Okay, mission child well-being. But I'll let you have
Well-being.
it. Well-being. Okay,
Yeah,
well-being. Okay. All right, great. So now coming back to Zaid, who's been waiting with bated breath. Okay, this one's going out for you. What's your dream architectural style to work on?
Green architecture.
Green
Sustainable green architecture.
So spoken like a true architect.
That's my love, actually, to be honest.
Sustainable is a lot harder to make a sustainable architecture. Right?
Sustainable and green is like what I love doing.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Okay, great. Quality or scale, which do you prioritize first?
Quality is always at the top, but scaling also is important. It's a very difficult.
What do you prioritize first?
Quality, obviously, always.
Quality, okay.
Scale will automatically happen. Like
scale will happen. If the quality is good, scale will happen, but then both are important. Anyway, one thing that makes a house feel like a home.
Adaptable spaces, adaptability in the house. Because even when I go and sleep in a 5-star room, paid 40, 50K for it for a night, doesn't matter. Like when I come back to my room and sleep in my own pillow and my blanket, like that's the better sleep that I could. So the adaptability of every space in the house is very important. And in today's post-pandemic era, what I felt is we need to make adaptable spaces because we should be able to use every room in more than 3 to 4 different characteristics. Is what I feel.
Thank you. Well done to all of you who played the rapid fire round.